Boom! I'm in the room. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the quiz, live from the Hill Manor. This is the first one of 2023. Who thought? Here we go. Right, already got some people in. I can see that there's people watching. So, good evening, Cheryl. Anybody else out there, just pop in and say hello. You might notice there's a little bit of in my voice. I is still suffering. I'm better than I was. I'll just say that. I'm a little bit better than I was. I'm still a bit croaky. I've still got a bit of a sore throat. I've still got a bit of a cough going on. But we'll fight through. Evening, Keith. How you doing, mate? Are you much better? How's your cough coming on? Is it improving at all? Well, this is it. This is the first one of the year. This is just on the YouTube quiz channel. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how we see if we can gain some more quizzes. Evening, Nick. How you doing? Good to see you in. I'll see you tomorrow lunchtime over at Doobie What's It Thing with Bob. That should be good. Evening, Steph. How you doing? Hope you guys have had a good Christmas and New Year. Mine's been pretty lousy. I've been full of it. just to put that out there, I've been full of rotten cold. It's been breaking me. It really has. But there you go. Eat some oranges. Well, I've been on sort of Lemsip with a with a nip in it. The Dutchies just knocked us up some stuff with brandy in it and honey and lemon and just it really hasn't helped a lot. But it's what it is. One just gets on with it nowadays. Evening, Corinne. How are we doing? The quiz tonight is it's just a quiz. I've changed the format slightly. We're just going to be doing a quiz. There are 30 questions this week. Next week, I'll give you a top tip, give you a heads up. It's going to be a Harry Potter themed one next week. All the questions are to do with the films. So you've got a week to just have a quick flick through the films. So I've got some really good questions coming up for that, and if you're anything of a Harry Potter buff, you'll be able to score 32 out of 32. There's how have I done it? I've done like it's out of the I think it's the 6 films or 7 films. Out of films anyway. There's I think there's 4 or 8 questions in each section for each film. So that's that. So are we up for getting going? Should we let's change the screen? Look, there you go. So we can see some of the good evenings coming in. So brilliant! Don't forget to give the old smash the like button, because we like buttons being smashed. Apparently, it does well. Right then. So, hopefully this is going all right. It's the bandwidth seems to be a bit iffy, but we'll go with it. We'll stick with it. Hopefully, because we've gone black and white now. So, are you ready for the first question? You know how it works. I'll give you the question. We'll go for a few questions. Then we'll see how you're doing, and then we'll give you the answers. You put in the chat box your scores. So, hey, we've got a few likes anyway. So don't forget, smash the like button. Question number 1. Here we go. Stand by. Oh, who sung Beat It? Do you like the new layout for this one? So I've got a new bit of a background going on. I've reset all the all the Christmas decks and everything come down. I put the old bit of the studio back together. So we got the old backdrop, and then we got the back view camera. just because I can. Right. So, question 1: who sung "Beat It"? Question 2. Oh, this is a good one. Which year was Crystal Palace destroyed? Not Alexandra Palace, Crystal Palace. That's the one that they had the old what's name in, didn't they? The great big exhibition. Used to be a big exhibition hall. So what year was Crystal Palace destroyed? It was all glass, basically. That's why they called it Crystal Palace, I suppose, as opposed to Alexandra Palace, which is up on top of the hill. So, question 3. In which year was the last woman hung in England? Quite famous at the time. You know, it was all over, I think, the world press. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. But it was just before I was born, or a little while before I was born, put it that way. But it was... Are we going black and white, old school TV? Well, we can do. We've got the technology to change it. I think you'll see. See if you can pick up as we go through. There's the odd time that we go, what's name? You sound a lot better. Well, thanks for that, Keith. Yeah, I'm slowly on the mend. I'm still coughing a little bit occasionally, which ain't good. But I've got the old Adam's ale. Just to soothe the old throat a little bit. Just to help. So, question 3. In which year was the last woman hung in England? Big story at the time. Question 4. Who sailed as captain to the Antarctic in the ship HMS Discovery? Yeah, very famous. Very famous. So who sailed as captain to the Antarctic in the ship HMS Discovery? Question 5. Oh, Ruth Ellis. And she lived in Wasatch. I don't think she did. She might have been on board, but she wasn't the captain. So, Bill Medley was part of which group? There's a few mixed up questions in here. I have fuzzy writing. What do you mean you have fuzzy writing? So, Bill Medley was part of which group? Question 6. Which UK city is served by the formerly named Ringway Airport? That's a good one, isn't it? For some reason, my internet's a bit queer tonight. Oh, well, is it affected at your end? Am I looking okay? Am I pixelating at all? Am I out of sync at all? Or is it just looking okay? I'm only pushing out 2 meg and I should be pushing out about 5 at least. Interesting. Okay, so Which UK city is served by the formerly named Ringway Airport? Where did that come from? Okay. Question 7. Now, I might get the pronunciation of this wrong. What is the Pleistocene epoch of geologic time, more commonly known as? I think you might have a better chance of reading that than me. Sounds like fun, Grin. Cooking and multitasking. Well, brilliant. That's great. Thanks, Cheryl. So, I'll have another go. What is the Pleistocene epoch of geologic time, more commonly known as? Excellent. So it must be pushing out okay. So I don't know whether it's doing the buffering this end or what it. Anyway, we're working, which is good, and I guess my sound's fairly good as well because I've got the mic fairly close. I've just left and come back. It's okay. Brilliant. Okay. Question 8. Which two people mixed the 1997 Ministry of Sound compilation album? The old Ministry of Sound, eh? It wasn't me. just to put a record straight, it wasn't me. So, which two people mixed the 1997 Ministry of Sound compilation album? Stick it in your family album. And the scrum half question. What is a pencil's lead made of? Aha. So just got in from work. Excellent. Oh, hopefully tomorrow evening I'll be tuning into you, Cheryl. Right. So, did you know that you can lead a horse to water, but a pencil has to be lead? So there you go. So what is a pencil's lead made from? And I think this will be the last question in this round. Who wrote the novel Lady Chatterley's Lover? Ruth Ellis, that's what it was. I thought you meant she went to the Antarctic as the captain of the Discovery. Yeah, she had a pretty heinous crime, I believe. So, where are we going? Right, so, Ted. Who wrote the novel Lady Chatterley's Lover? So, how do we think we got on that round? Do you think you did it okay? Or so say? Some of them were fairly difficult. I must say, some of them were fairly difficult. Even I found some of them difficult. And that's just reading them out. So, poor old Ruth Ellis was the last woman to be hung in England. So, did you write that, Tim? Well, I didn't actually write it, but I've managed to acquire some doobly what's it thingy bobs quizzes. Right, how about giving you some of the answers? So, are you ready for the answers? So, give yourself a tick or a cross and a thumbs up. Beat it, Michael Jackson. Give yourself a point and a thumbs up. Or a thumbs down if you didn't get it right. Don't give me a thumbs down, just a thumbs up. That's a like. Don't be doing the dislike thing because it hurts the algorithms. So you got yourself Michael Jackson. You got it. First one. 1936. So between the wars, and it was about 3 years before the Second World War kicked off. 1936 was also the year of the Berlin Olympic Games. Where old Jesse Owens made a name for himself, didn't he? Was it Jesse Owens? Yeah, it didn't go down well, did it? So if you've got 1936, it's one of them, isn't it? Thumbs up and a point. 3. Who's giving the thumbs down? It's a bit antisocial, isn't it? So it was Ruth Ellis, it was 1955. So if you've got 1955, take that. Oh, thanks. Just noticed that you took the that one and give us that one. That's thanks. So where we go next? Right, so if you've got 1955, one of them and a one of them. Question 4. Robert Falcon Scott, Captain Scott. It was him. He took the Discovery down to the Antarctic. Scott of the Antarctic. Didn't he have a bit of a race with Amundsen? Didn't the Norwegians be eating their dogs or something? Anyway, there you go. It was Robert Falcon Scott. So, or where we go next? Bill Medley, the Righteous Brothers. Of course it was. The Righteous Brothers. Did you think he was a righteous brother himself? So if you've got Bill Medley as a righteous brother, one of them and one of them. Where we go next? Oh, of course it was Manchester. Who thought it was Ringway down in Bournemouth? No, it was Manchester. Ringway Airport used to be known as Manchester. Or is, yeah, Ringway Airport is now Manchester Airport. I can tell you a thing or two about Manchester Airport. It's on the outskirts of Manchester, and they filled up a couple of the hotels there with legal migrants. One of my friends, an Afghan interpreter, came through the legal routes. He's been stuck there since March or April. He got into the country, having been left in what's the name? In Afghanistan when they all pulled out. Life was in danger and all sorts of things. It's a nightmare for him. But he's there, he's out. So that's Manchester. The last ice age. It's fairly easy to work out, I think. Not easy, you'd have to say. So if you've got last ice age, give yourself a point. Question 8. Oh, Boy George and Pete Tong. Ministry of Sound. Was that before or after his Karma Chameleon days? So there you go. If you've got Boy George or Pete Tong, give yourself the old and one of them. Question 9. Graphite. Pencil lead is made from graphite. And I don't know how they managed to get the different sort of, what do you call it? Sort of strengths. So you've got a 2B or a 2H. Some is harder than others, some is softer than others. I don't know how they do it, really don't. Anyway, I digress. And the last one, D.H. Lawrence. Of course it was. So, add your scores up. Pop your score in the old chat box. Got a cough, excuse me. God, I do feel rough. Never mind. At least I didn't cough in your ears. So how are we doing? How did you do on that round? I guess some of you have done pretty well and others haven't done quite so well. So, after. What do you mean after? Oh, you'll have a go at that. Wow. Well done, Nick. 9 out of 10. That's pretty good going. So it's that's not bad going actually. So I guess Corinne, you're gonna have a go after for the first 10. Oh blimey. 4 out of 10. Well, that's not too bad. It could be worse. Could be 3 out of 10. 6 out of 10. I thought we might have a bit of trouble with this one. Anyway, the next lot of questions I think are a little bit easier. I think they might be a little bit easier, the next lot of questions. So, are you ready for the next round? Anybody else out there got their scores? Right, let's, shall we get in amongst it? Oh, I missed a question. All right, okay, not to worry, not to worry. 8 out of 10 is pretty good, actually. Oh, see, we've got lots of people coming in. Boy George. Evening, Kev. Evening, Mark. Oh, Karen, sorry. I actually need to go and get some new glasses. These ones aren't doing so well. 10. Wow. Team Dalton and Wilson doing well. 10 out of 10. Right, here we go then. Eyes down, looking for the next set of questions. So, question 11. Where is Machu Picchu? It's a fairly easy one to start with. Oh, okay. See, I've learned something tonight. Never mind, Catherine. Better luck in this round. So, question 11. Where is Machu Picchu? Question 12. Where did Napoleon Bonaparte die in exile? Poor old Boney. Where did he die? Because he died in exile. Mind you, he did bring it on himself, didn't he? To be honest. He had mucked around quite a lot. And when was it? It was after Waterloo, wasn't it? 1815. They kicked him out. But hey ho, there you go. So, where did Napoleon Bonaparte die in exile? So, if you know a little bit about history, that's a good one. 13. The United States would fit into which continent 3 times over? So, I don't know whether they mean Alaska and Hawaii, or just the main bit of America, but it would fit 3 times, at least 3 times in another continent. Where do you think that'd be? So that's a good question, isn't it? I mean, if you could sort of pick it up and dot it down and cut it out and one thing another. Right then, question 14. Where do the aura, I can't even say it, I should have practiced this earlier, aura secolosis I'm sure, mate, you'll make a much better job than me. That's a child with a little bit of dyslexia. Which muscles do they move? Yeah. Auricularis. Now, I've had a good go at it. Auricularis. Muscles. Move. Moving swiftly on. 15. About which game have the most books been written? About which game have the most books been written? That's a good one, isn't it? So, that's the end of that round. So, I think it's nice that we've got some, oh, blimey, I've done it again, haven't I? Oh, crap. Anyway. It's up high. Of course it is. Right then. Did you keep hearing a pinging going on? I think I've got a pinging going on somewhere, and I don't know where it's. That's where it is. That's why. That's what's going on. I've just worked out what's going on. Right, I need to get rid of that. That'll do for a start. And then that can all drop down. Right. So, here we go then. Answers to those 5 questions. Stand by. Peru. Deepest, darkest Peru. Who else? Who came from deepest, darkest Peru? I'll give you the answers to that. It was Paddington Bear. He came from Peru, didn't he? That's where they make marmalade, apparently. So if you've got Peru for Machu Picchu, and I think most people should have got that one. Question 12. St Helena. That was it, wasn't it? It was off the old coast of what's it? So that's what they done with him. Died there. I mean, he did cause an awful lot of trouble, old Boney. I last saw him at Waterloo. So if you've got St Helena, and there you go, sorted. Oh, hang on, there's stuff going on here. So, question 13, Africa. Yep. You can fit America about 3 times into Africa. I wonder how many times you can fit it into sort of Russia. I'd imagine quite a few. But 3 times it's Africa. 14. Works your ears, apparently. With these tongue twisters, I should. How do you make? See if you can get your ears to wriggle. Look. my muscles have stopped working. I've just got the one between the ears that doesn't work very well. Right, so yeah, if you've got ears, and for last one, chess. Apparently, there is an awful lot of gambit moves that you can do. There's thousands of them apparently. Opening moves in chess. Who thought? Anyway, add them 5 up. See how you did. Pop them in the chat box. And Sue comes in with some answers then. Those ones I think were fairly easy. I think the ears one, I might have made a horlicks of the pronunciation of it, but I think you could kind of work it out as the ears. Right, come on in. Let's see your scores. Let's see what your scores were. No, I don't want to sit here all evening. Let's see your scores. So, cool, blimey, what a start to the year, eh? Had a pretty rubbish Christmas and New Year, to be honest. Although we had a bit of family round and stuff like that, it wasn't wholly enjoyable because of the state of the health. But apparently there's an awful lot of it going about. Oh, here we go. Oh, 4 out of 5, that's pretty good going. So that's 14 out of 15. 3 out of 5, that's not bad. That's over 50%. 2 out of 5, not doing particularly well tonight, Steph. 4 out of 5 for me, pretty good going. Way. Karen and Mark are doing well. Only if you know. Well, all the questions are easy if you know the answers. I think next week will be your week as well. It's a great quiz next week, trust me. I've got it all sorted out. I'm going to do it slightly different, I think, possibly. I'm still working on it. 3 out of 5, that's good, Cheryl. Yeah, next week's going to be, I think I'll give the question and then the answer. Question, answer, maybe, or what do you think? So I do question, answer, and go through like that? Or should I do it like this, where I'm sort of doing 10 questions or 5 questions, 10 questions, 5 questions? Let me know. Might be slightly different because I think there's 4 questions in each section. There's 32 questions in total. So let me know how you want me to play it next week. And there'll be a few weeks where excellent. Right. Shall we get on with the quiz then? Here we go. Question 16. Oh, the eggs of which sturgeon are preferred form of caviar? Ugh. Got to get a little pinky out, haven't you? Little vol-au-vent things with caviar. So, So the eggs of which sturgeon are preferred form of caviar? Caviar. Champagne and caviar, is it? No, it's vodka and caviar, isn't it? Well, right. So, hang on. Where is it? There it is. Dun, dun, dun. We'll have this out for next week. Get the wand out. Get your wands out for next week. You'll need them. To be honest, as I was putting the questions together, I think the answers are really easy. So I'm expecting great things next week. Keep to this format. You like this format? Excellent. Even the muggles like this format? In a which? Yes. No in groups answers. Yeah. Caviar is very salty. Can be, but not necessarily. There are some that aren't quite so salty. Anyway, let's move on. 17. What links Python, Java and C++? That's good, isn't it? What links Python, Java and C++? 18. What kind of dog was Rin Tin Tin? What kind of dog was Rin Tin Tin? Rough. Where we go next? Question 19. From which did David Byrne produce an album called for whom did David Byrne produce an album called Mesopotamia in 1981? Wasn't me. I can't even carry a tune in a bucket. Oh, hang on, I've got a cough again. Excuse me. Right, so for whom did David Byrne produce an album called Mesopotamia in 1981? Question 20. What was the first stop of the Mayflower when it reached the New World? What was the first stop of the Mayflower when it reached the New World? So, there you go. This is the 21, which is the replacement scrum half. Who played the Universal Soldier in the 1992 film of the same name? Who played the Universal Soldier in the 1992 film of the same name? 22. Who was the only unidentified person awarded the Victoria Cross? Who was the only unidentified person awarded the Victoria Cross? It's a good one, isn't it? 23. Here's another one of these tongue twisters. What is an otoscope used to look at? Well, I've got a little bit of tendonitis, I think, going on. It's either that or it's a rheumatoid flare. Catches me every so often and it hurts. Really hurts. So what is an otoscope used to look at? (24). Which continent is the natural habitat of the ostrich? Which continent is the natural habitat of the ostrich? (25). Which country's name translates as Lion Mountains? So, which country's name translates as Lion's Mountains? So, let's shall we go straight into some answers? You notice we've got a bit of sepia going on now. Because I can. So if anybody's technical out there wondering how I do this, this is all done in something called Ecamm Live. And that's how and it's all different scenes. So I put all the scenes together. Each question, each one of these is a different scene. It's clever. It's really clever how it's done. But that's how I do it. So, the answers. Beluga caviar, of course it is. There are other types of caviar. Beluga caviar tends to be black, but the up in Sweden and Norway, they do a red one. It's called caviar, so, but I don't know where it comes from. But that can be quite salty as well. But the old beluga is very expensive. I mean, they charge an absolute arm and a leg for it. But there you go. So if you've got beluga, moving swiftly on. 17. Programming languages. Program languages. So if you're something of a boffin and writing programs, there you go. That's what it was. Python, Java and C++ is all programming languages. I'm sure there are some others as well, but there you go. So if you've got programming languages, and a point. Next one. German Shepherd, Rin Tin Tin. And then you've got Tintin, haven't you? Oh, never heard of red caviar. Yeah, I think it's particular to sort of Scandinavia. They have stuff, and it's you get it in a tube basically. So I've had it. It's take it or leave it. Excuse me, I'm going to cough again. I'll bet you're glad I can mute my mic. So if you've got German Shepherd, give yourself a point. 19. The B-52s. Who got B-52s? Mesopotamia. Right, I need to crack on, else we ain't going to get enough time to finish this. Stopped off at Cape Cod. The Mayflower stopped off at Cape Cod. Is that the same place that Jaws was? He was somewhere around there, wasn't he? Around near Cape Cod. So have you got Cape Cod? 21. Jean-Claude Van Damme was the Universal Soldier. Again, thumbs up, point if you got it. 22. The unknown US soldier. I think probably one of the only foreign persons to get the Victoria Cross. Cheers, Dick. We'll pop that up for in a second. So, Nick says, where are we? Yeah. Red caviar is caviar made from the roe of salmon. There you go. I didn't know that. I've eaten stuff as well. So, unknown US soldier got a Victoria Cross. Octoscope is for looking at the ear. No, it ain't. That's looking at sunshine, I think. I think I might have cocked up here. I think the answer to that is sunshine. Because we had ears for wriggling what's-its. You're welcome. Right, here we go. I think the octoscope is for looking at the sun. '24. Africa. Of course it is. The ostrich is running around the Ulu in Africa. And the last one, 25, Sierra Leone. So if you've got Sierra Leone, one of them. Right, if you want to add up those scores and see how we all did, see, they're gone black and white. Right. So once you start popping the old doobly what's it's in the thingamabob, we'll start to press on. Hello. Here we go. It is here. Okay. That might be an answer to one of the other questions then. Lumpfish. What's a lumpfish? Okay, thanks. The answer is here. So if you've got here, give yourself that point. Do you like the black and white look? Ah, yeah. They could like that itchy weird and shines a light out the other side. Oh, here we go. 5 out of 10, 7 out of 10. So, getting over 50%. Doing well so far. Right, I'm going to push on because we're nearly there. So, 26. In The Shining, 5 out of 10. Well done, Corinne. In The Shining, what was Danny's imaginary friend's name? 10 out of 25. You're doing okay. You're getting there. 16 out of 25. Excellent. We've got 5 more questions to go. 3. Oh, well, you did well in the first 2 rounds. See how you're doing this last one. So in The Shining, what was Danny's imaginary friend's name? 27. Which is the world's busiest metro system? Which is the world's busiest metro? Blimey, Nick, you're a genius. I think we need to get you on our team when we go to the pub. So, which is the world's busiest metro system? Where was Can't Buy Me Love recorded? Can't Buy Me Love. It was them, wasn't it? Yeah, it was those guys. Where was Can't Buy Me Love recorded? 29. Who was given an honorary Oscar in 1985 after 50 years of acting? 50 years acting? Should have got himself a proper job. Who was given an honorary Oscar in 1985 after 50 years of acting? Is that because he hadn't won one in all his time acting because he wasn't that good? Here we go. Last question. What does the Campbell-Stokes recorder measure with a glass ball? What does the Campbell-Stokes recorder measure with a glass ball? Ding, ding, ding. Here we go. Cop these last 5 answers then. So, back to 26. Tony. Imaginary friend called Tony. I wonder how many people have got one of those. Imaginary friends called Tony. So we've got Tony. Tokyo, of course it is. That's the busiest one. I mean, London's pretty busy, but I think Tokyo kind of beats it a little bit. I think the what's name in New York is quite busy as well, but I think Tokyo is that's where they got white gloves and they shove people on, innit? Push them all in. So Tokyo and 28. Is it 28? Yeah, it's 28. It was recorded in Paris. Wasn't Abbey Road. So if you've got Abbey Road, don't give yourself a point. It was recorded in Paris. 29. James Stewart. Wonderful Life. And he didn't get one for that, did he? That's James Stewart. So if you've got James Stewart, an honorary one. I don't know how many he got in his career. But there you go. And the answer to the last question is sunshine. That's where I got confused with the otoscope. What am I like? So, you very good people, if you would like to add up all your scores and let's see how you all did. I think we've had some good scores tonight and we've had some not quite so good scores. But I think everybody has done fairly well. I mean, Nick's done brilliant. And I think Karen and Mark have done fairly well. I think Cheryl's done fairly well. I think everybody's done fairly well. I think you've all done pretty good. Now, Tokyo. Yeah, Tokyo's been pretty busy. Oh, never mind, Steph. I'm sure you'll do particularly well next week. 10 out of 30. It's not so bad. I mean, what's that? That's a quarter. No, third. Could be worse. It could be worse. 3 out of 5. That's not bad. 19 out of 30. That's still just around about. Yeah, just over half. Just over 50%. That's pretty good going. We are doing quite well tonight. 3 out of 5. Very good. So what was your total score if you add them all up? 22. Wow. That's not bad, only dropping 8. And that's your first timers here as well. Did you enjoy it? That's the main thing. Did you enjoy it? 26 out of 30, that's pretty good going, Nick. That is pretty good going. Looking forward to Buns and Banter tomorrow. So Buns and Banter is one of the veterans groups that I belong to. They're the guys that got us onto HMS Sultan for what they call ceremonial divisions, which is like a big parade. It was great fun. We got to talk to some of the trainees and that going through, so it was really good. Brilliant. So Harry Potter next week. Harry Potter questions next week. So I'll give you a little heads up. It's going to be about the films only. The questions are going to be about the films, starting at the Philosopher's Stone, and working our way through to part 2. So I think there's 4 questions in each category, or in each one, and then we go through twice. So giving us, it works out there's 32 questions. So next week's 32 questions. Yeah, well done, Nick. Well done, everybody. Actually, it's been pretty good. I think it's been quite a good evening. So Thursday evening, if you're interested, I've got to do a little bit of work on it, but we've got everyday conversations regarding mental health. I need to see if I can get somebody on. If not, it'll be me for a time talking about some mental health stuff. Next week, hopefully I'm going to get some people in. They're already in the sort of diary. I just got to confirm up that they're coming on for next week's everyday conversations regarding mental health. And going forward with that, I'm getting different groups in to talk about different aspects of mental health. We're going to look at veterans, albeit our sort of our bread and butter, but it because mental health is such a massive what's the name? It'll spill out. So we'll just take it week by week. We'll have different experts on. Enjoyed this week's quiz. Brilliant. Thanks for that. So, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, my good friends, thank you so much for joining. If you've not already subscribed to the quiz channel, now's the time to click the subscribe button. You know we go live every week at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday evening. So spread the word. Let's you've got a week to watch the films. do a box set, do a binge. So until next week for the quiz, or until Thursday, thank you so much. Cheryl, I'll hopefully see you tomorrow evening on your live. And what can I say? Thank you, everybody, and have one of these. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I mean